Hey, this is Phil and it's your Friday video update. So not a bad week for rates, maybe a slight uptick, a little bit of bouncing around right now, but nothing to be concerned about. Rates are still very good. Now on to today's subject, and that is the new Fannie Mae announcement for their new release of their desktop underwriter software starting June 25th. And the big news in that release is something called trended credit data. And what that is Fannie Mae is now requiring the credit reporting agencies to provide data on every account for the previous 24 months. So no longer is it just going to be about what's the current balance, what's the high credit limit, what's the minimum payment, and whether they've made their payments on time. Now it's going to go back and look at what the payment was that was asked for the minimum payment each month, what payment did the borrower make, and then be able to show the trends with regard to each account. And what that means is if you have a borrower who constantly carries a balance, a revolver as they're calling them, where they just pay the minimum payment or just slightly above the minimum payment but always carry a big balance, versus someone who maybe has run up a bill because of a wedding or something like that, but then they show that they paid it off, those two borrowers are going to look differently to the desktop underwriter system when it goes to evaluate their ability to qualify. Right now they're saying that this is not impacting credit scores. They're saying right now. So I would assume over time that this data is going to further impact how credit scores are evaluated. But for right now, it's really more just looking at how the payment history is happening, not just whether or not they've been late or not, and what the current balance is. They're spinning it that this is going to be more inclusive for people. It's going to help certain people that previously have not been able to qualify to be able to qualify, because we'll be able to look at their trend and how they manage their credit. And the guidance also is that for a new borrower or someone who's looking to buy a home, it's not going to be that you're going to be able to just pay your balances off the month before you go to apply for the loan. If you've been carrying balances in the previous months, that's now going to be seen. And so someone who's just kind of tries to clean it up in the last month, that's not necessarily going to help as much anymore. They're saying you want to have kind of a better payment history of paying your balance mostly off or all the way off for like 6 months or more. So this is brand new, but I wanted you to hear it from me first. As more information becomes available on this, I'll be sure and share it. If you have any questions or comments and you'd like to call me personally, please reach out. I'm happy to help. My number will be on the screen at the end of the video. And forward and share this with anybody that you think might find it helpful. And I'll be sure and bring you more information next week or in the weeks to come about this and other things. Thanks for listening. Please, again, forward and share. And I will talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.